Hold on to your hats. Let's go racing! Oh, what a whale tail there from the hugely successful driver then. Heading in towards this turn, the fantastic Daytona circuit, 5.73 kilometers, 3.56 miles if you'd like to deal in old money. 12 turns, 8 left, 4 right. 31 degrees of banking in the oval turns, 18 degrees in the tri-oval. It's an awesome place. And Tulio and Lasse Sørensen then, they are underway in the first of our quarterfinals for this evening. We are here with Patrick Long Esports, and we are at Daytona. Fantastic stuff. There's even more romance about it when we are under the lights. The cars look spectacular, sound spectacular, and boy, Mike already setting some pace in this quarterfinal.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, look how Lasse is going away. I mean, this guy, he's so good. He has been so good in season 1, and he just, proves it again. And there you could see he was going down to the apron, almost losing the car. And here you see how the car is jumping through bus stop. I mean, it's just crazy, the setup of this car tonight. And we can see it. I mean, the car is stepping out, on the rear. It's just amazing to watch. And here we see the Williams car, and now Lasse Sørensen on board. And look at him.
Barto is putting the chase on as well. So in this quarterfinal already, the action coming thick and fast. Bajtski Visser then, full concentration, absolute maximum concentration. Now going to send it up the inside here into the bus stop. Whoa! Side by side, a little bit of panel rubbing between the two of them. Good, healthy, respectful racing. Great defending there, Mike Rockefeller.
Wow, that was great. You could see the slipstream. Bajtski is really under pressure, but she kept it, in front. I mean, I thought he had it, and now he waited. They were smart. I mean, clean racing through there, a lot of respect to each other, and now heading to turn 1 on the outside, Lobato, but this will not be good enough. And he missed a little bit the corner, so there's a gap again. That's good for Bajtski. She can breathe a little, but he will be back in her mirrors. This is for sure. Come back, but also if we look on the screen and we see the gaps, Dev Gore, his first time here in World EX, and he is in the top 5. If he keeps that position, which is still, tight because Henry Drury is really close right now. I mean, it's amazing. I think he's doing a fantastic job. Bruno Senna and P4, also amazing. So, what a grid, and I'm still looking forward to even more battles. There we see Dev Gore, he's even smiling.
Yes, Dev is smiling. He didn't shave this morning, as you can see. That's given him a little bit of additional downforce in his sim. So Lasse Sørensen P1, Bajtski Visser P2, then it's Lobato, Senna, Drury. Dev Gore gets by Henry Drury. So Dev Gore, now Henry Drury then. You can see the colours on the left-hand side of the screen as they go side by side. This is brilliant stuff in the World EX Championship. We are live from Daytona this evening, and what a show we are putting on for you. We are on lap 5 of 7, so we're reaching the sharp end of this, Mike. And Lasse Sørensen leading from Bajtski Visser, who's been able to contend with that Lobato and a mistake, Mike.
Oh, Dev Gore, he lost it. Oh, what a shame. That was a shame. Look at him.
He's going to blame you and me for that.
No, he can't. I mean, that was his own fault. But, that's what we love about sim racing. Look at his face, He's enjoying it so much. And that's what we want to see. I mean, he was there on the hot seat.
Lasse Sørensen then, who is heading for the virtual checkered flag. Under that gantry, Lasse Sørensen takes quarter-final. And you can see the checkered flag symbol alongside his name. Bajtski Visser, then Lobato. Then it will be Bruno Senna. Henry Drury will take P5. And, of course, it does mean that the likes of Yannick Mettler, Dev Gore, Hillebrand and Di Tullio, regrettably, it didn't work out for them in that quarter-final. He is almost like an enigma, isn't he? He was so dominant during season 1 of the RCCO World EX Championship and has proven just how good he is again here today in Daytona. But well done to everyone for taking part in that quarterfinal, which was really entertaining for us.
Well, what can I say? We are red, we are white, we are Danish Dynamite, so that's why Lasse Sørensen was the winner of that.
Now, Patrick Long, the founder and team principal of Patrick Long Esports. Patrick, nice to have you. Welcome to Racing for the Climate and World EX. Tell me, how is electric mobility progressing in America, in California at the moment?
It's great to see electric mobility progressing. Southern California is sort of a hotbed for electric vehicles. You see on some of the longer routes as well, people lining up for their charge stations. So we're certainly looking at the infrastructure and how to increase capacity. But the great news is it's plenty busy around town.
Almost right on cue, the klaxons then as we go on board, and this is what it's like from the driver's eye perspective. Let's go racing into quarter final as we're on board with Devin Browner, then trying to get the inside, then trying to get the outside, and heading in towards turn number one. Then Alan Terzic right in the mix there, losing the back end of the car just a little bit, but controlling it perfectly into the infield section then of this fantastic Daytona circuit, the romance of it when it's nighttime with the lights shining on these fantastic cars, and of course the floodlights on as well. It adds something very, very special to this. So Toman from Terzic, from Browner, Kristensen, McDuff, Keita, Schmidt and Lee then. That's the way they look, and oh, so difficult when you get the car sideways. It's not the quickest way around that turn. And that was Probe, and then, whoa, and so easy to just make a mistake and lose the back end of the car, Mike. Early stages of this, and that is disaster.
That is a disaster. You could see the rear wheels were locking under braking for corner 6. The last turn hairpin, let's call it, after the infield. And he just made a mistake on the bump, I guess, cold tires. And that's pretty much it. I mean, he's last. Let's see what he can do. It's still a long race, but he lost the lead there. And now it's Terzic in the lead. Oh, I think Kristensen had it off as well in the bus stop, it looks like, because he's last now. So there you go. Jerry Toman, he just made up a position again, and, you know, he's still there. He's in the hunt. And there we see a battle for P1, I think. Browner is going by. Is he? Is he not?
So sometimes cool and consistent is the better way. You're hearing it from the master, Mike Rockenfeller. And even he said how difficult it is to absolutely nail this car around this Daytona circuit. So Browner from Luca Keita, then Alan Terzic, then Terzic. And Keita having something of a battle. Rory McDuff is P4. Then it is Toman, who's already recovered to bring it to P5 following the off just a while ago. Then we see Schmidt, Lee, and Kristensen. And that is the Devin Browner car running in this P1 position. Great stuff from Browner, Keita, Terzic, McDuff, and oh, that's how easy it is to make a mistake, and all of a sudden it changes in a heartbeat, Mike Rockenfeller.
Yeah, well, you could see he ran wide in turn 1, Devin Browner, and now Luca Keita is really on his tail. And I have to say, the whole field, I mean, even Thomas Schmidt, who's now on P6, he's just, you know, he's just a few seconds away from making it. So look at that. Look at the top 4 cars, how close they are. And McDuff, I mean, we could see him, like you said, cool as a cucumber. First time here in the championship. What a guy. And yeah, it's amazing to watch. And you can never be sure, you know, to especially with this setup and this track with all the slipstream here. I think Devin Browner now, he's a little bit under pressure, as you can see.
So Browner from Luca Keita doing everything he can. I mean, if he was welded to the back of the Browner car, he couldn't be closer. So brilliant shot. We're on board now. Luca Keita dives to the inside. There's a little bit of contact between the two of them. It was really respectful. And the big beneficiary here could be Terzic, Michael.
I mean, the cars are light. They are doing 370 or 80. You can see here the face and honestly the movement of Luca Keita, and you know, it's shocking. I mean, they are bumping into each other to make sure they push each other here and not lose time, because of course they are smart. You know, they know those cars, they know the simulation inside out, they know Daytona, they know they have to be where they are and don't crash. But it was close. It was really, really close to have a crash for Luca Keita there. Wow. I mean,
good
that was cool to watch.
Luca Keita P2. Here we go again. Rehearsed it last time around. Going to be able to make it stick this time. The big beneficiary once again could be Alan Terzic here as they all go into the infield section here. They are but the width of a paint job between each other. Terzic to the outside. So Terzic to the outside. Luca Keita currently leading. Devin Browner back to P3, and now Terzic getting the benefit potentially of the tow off of the Luca Kita car. This is extraordinary stuff. 3 abreast almost. Where's he going to try and send it here?
There was a wall contact. Oh, was it Terzic? Yes, it was Terzic. I was just about to say, I didn't want to interrupt you, but for me, it cannot, they cannot make it lap by lap. I mean, they do, and it's fantastic. It's one of the best racing I have seen.
Bucketfuls in this quarterfinal. It's absolutely compelling stuff with Luca Kita sideways. Terzic, well, he's doing a rallycross move as he tried to keep the car pointing in the right direction. So desperate are they. Look how much fun these drivers are having as well. Luca Kita is laughing in P2 as he's trying once again to overcome Devin Browner here. Alan Terzic, he's going to be under pressure from Toman in a moment. We didn't think that would be even possible. We're on lap 6 of 7. And this, you cannot take your eyes away from this. Extraordinary places changing every few tarmac meters. Well, right now, getting the toe off the back of the Devin Browner car out to the outside now, running high. Luca Kita is loving this, Mike, almost as much as you and I are loving it. Off the back of the Devin Browner car out to the outside now, running high. Luca Kita is loving this, Mike, almost as much as you and I are loving it.
Yes, but honestly, it's also, we have to say, that doesn't look great. That looks wrong of Luca Kita. I think he made a mistake there. He lost ground. He's now in P4. But I was just about to say, those guys, they are the best of the best in sim racing. I mean, it's not over yet. Don't forget that, because look at the gaps. But yes, he's in P5. Here we go.
Terzic and Browner with a drag race here, but I think Browner just did it. Wow. Here they come then. It's Devin Browner, of course, who has taken it just a smidgen ahead of Alan Terzic at the line. Rory McDuff, a very good showing from Rory to take P3. Luca Kita P4. Jiri Toman, when we thought it was all over earlier on, far from it. He takes P5. Regrettably, Zaifi Lee, Thomas Schmidt and Oscar Christensen, they're coloured in red. Unfortunately, they'll be going no further. But please, Louisa and Martin, help me out here. I need oxygen.
We too. That was thrilling to watch. My heart has been like, boom, 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 boom. Still. What a race.
Yeah, but as you saw, Patrick Long eSport, 3rd place. So just what Mike said before, the presentation and the preparation for the car, for the track, it worked.
Yeah.
It's myself and Mike Rockefeller that will be bringing you all the action, and it has come thick and fast across everything that we've seen tonight. This is the RCCO World EX Championship. And we are live from Daytona. And here comes semi-final time. The sense of anticipation really builds. It was an awful start for Bajski Vissa, really bogging down at the start. And not a brilliant start for Lasse Sørensen either. So you can see Terzic has run wide. Devin Browner has taken that P1 position. Lasse Sørensen now P2. Then it's Terzic P3. Then McDuff P4. And then Bajski Vissa, the recovering Bajski Vissa.
Yes, and he knows it. I mean, still a long race. Those two, they know they need to be smart, because Terzic, he's the wild boy, just waiting behind, watching and trying to follow. I think they tried to build a gap. Of course, the others like McDuff, he's trying to stay there. And I think this one, it will be really exciting, I think, as much as we saw the race before. Look at that. Look, 3 wide almost. And he's pushing now. He's pushing Sørensen into the lead. That's what Terzic did. Now he brakes on the outside. Devin Browner on the inside. I mean, this is world class.
Now what he will try and do is, like the proverbial stabbed rat, escape up the road from Terzic and Browner. And of course, the more Terzic and Browner fight, the big beneficiary is Lasse Sørensen, who's got clear tarmac ahead of him. But Alan Terzic now has fought his way through to P2. And there you can see Jiri Toman and Bajski Vissa causing a collision, a 5-second time penalty. We can see that from race control at the top of our screen.
Don't fight now. I think he needs to push him, and they need to build a gap to make sure Devin Browner is far enough away.
Knowing Alan Terzic as we do, though, he's not going to do that. As he once again puts himself right in to the back of the Lasse Sørensen car, looks at the inside, just fills the Lasse Sørensen rearview mirror of the Alan Terzic car. What he's trying to do here is provoke a small mistake from Lasse Sørensen. Now, Lasse Sørensen was not as clean and tidy through that turn as he would like to have been. Terzic once again gets very, very close. But he doesn't get close enough through the bus stop, or does he? Because on the exit of the bus stop, once again, he closes that gap to virtually nothing on Lasse Sørensen. And this is where he's going to get the benefit here. You can see he's just a little bit to the outside of Lasse Sørensen. Let's go on board. This is extraordinary stuff. Lasse Sørensen and Alan Terzic fighting for all they are worth. As we start lap 5 of 6, the time is beginning to run out for Alan Terzic.
As we see, when he's bumping into Lasse now, he does it again to make sure they use the slipstream. It's the same like in NASCAR. They do exactly the same thing here in Daytona, which is great to see. But at the end, I think he will try to beat him. And the latest obviously is when those two make it into the final at the end. Then he has his chance. But here, it's good practice for them. And as you can see, they don't fight against each other. They work together. They work as a team almost.
Lasse Sørensen, here comes Alan Terzic. Will he dive to the inside? Sørensen is protecting the outside line. Here comes Terzic. Is it going to be a photo finish? I think Terzic has got it here. So Alan Terzic then, absolutely extraordinary stuff. Mike, you predicted that absolutely perfectly. You said right at the end, that's when he's going to take his chance. He did. He takes it from Lasse Sørensen, Devin Browner, Jiri Toman, Rafael Lobato, Henry Drury, Beitske Visa, Rory McDuff, Bruno Senna, and Luca Kita. What a semi-final.
Well, it doesn't have any tissues anymore for the final, so what can I do in between? So it's absolutely weird.
But didn't I say it?
Yeah, you said it. Okay. Come on, you're gonna get an ice cream later on.
Oh,
but
thank
it was unbelievable how close they were and how much pressure they all used.
And there you can see Alan Terzic on the left-hand side of your screen and Lasse Sørensen on the right-hand side of the screen. They are ready to do battle. 2-lap shootout then for our bumper final then. Well, the back end of the car sliding there slightly more for Terzic than it did for Lasse Sørensen. Terzic with the inside line going into turn number 1, but Lasse Sørensen carrying plenty of speed. So the BS Plus competition driver, you can see, cool as a cucumber, the proverbial cucumber that I mentioned earlier on, and absolutely deadly when he wants to, because, of course, the end of that semi-final, he just did it when it mattered. Whoa, again, getting the back end out then around the international horseshoe, lifting just a little bit for the kink, and you can see the sparks flying from the bottom of these fantastic cars as Lasse Sørensen. Now, I don't know whether I would want to be hunted at this point, because we're on board with Lasse Sørensen now, going into turn number 6, which we have seen, as Mike said, drivers getting it wrong, back out onto Speedway 1, and this long stretch of tarmac where you build so much speed heading towards turn number 8 and 9, the entry to the bus stop along the back straight, Lake Lloyd to the left-hand side of your screen, and leaving braking to the very last moment. Terzic and Sørensen taking more curve than is surely good for them, and I think that Lasse Sørensen even took a bit of a grass then. I would have said, Mike, that Terzic is doing this really well because he's built up 0.6 of a margin already.
Yeah, he is doing it really well, but you could hear when we were on board, I was listening to the engine sound, and Lasse Sørensen, he wasn't even going flat in the slipstream. He was lifting. He didn't even try. He wants to stay where he is. I guarantee you, he just wants to be in P2 and, make Alan Terzic feel like he has it under control. And he wants to do exactly the same what Alan did to him in the semi-final. He wants to do it at the end of this lap. So let's wait what happens. I mean, he made a mistake in the bus stop. If he does it again, he's not close enough. But this will come to a very, oh, there he is. He's on his tail again. This will be so tight.
Tell you what, you've got it. I think you've got it sussed absolutely perfectly. So Sørensen then trying to lull Terzic into this false sense of security. only then really to strike when strike needs striking. So Terzic is leading Sørensen. The margin has come down to just 0.2 between the two of them. Terzic will be well aware of this. Here comes Lasse Sørensen now to the outside of Alan Terzic. They both wobble under braking a bit, but exactly as legendary Mike Rockefeller has said, Sørensen is leaving it till a final opportunity to try and give a carbon copy of what Terzic did to him back to him. I think Alan Terzic now has built enough, or has he? Because here comes Lasse Sørensen. It's going to be a drag race to the line here. And Lasse Sørensen then trying to break the toe so that Alan Terzic doesn't get any benefit here. Absolutely brilliant. And Mike Rockefeller, you absolutely predicted it almost to the centimetre when he was going to do it. Well done, friend. Who have all performed well as Lasse Sørensen then, on the famed logo, decides to do some donuts. And for my money, well done. We need more of that in motorsport.
Yes, like the Daytona 500 winner would do exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's the famous spot to do it.
Yeah. We're here to entertain, and you certainly, every driver has done that for us tonight.
I mean, it was a good race. Was a bit tough on this track to battle 1 versus 1, but I bet there is some tactics in it as well. So that was quite fun and different to other tracks. But I'm super happy to get another win and to keep the last year's momentum going that we had the whole last season, to be really the one to beat and to keep going like this. That's awesome. So super happy for the whole team, TK9 E-SPeeD, and also Oscar. It was a shame that he did a small mistake. Otherwise, I think he could have been up there as well. So we have to keep grinding for the next race.
Absolutely determined. And as he said, tactics came into play there, and he just delivered it when he needed to, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He did. I mean, and like he said, they are last year they have been the team to beat, or he has been the guy to beat, and he's back. But I think he won't be as dominant as last year. We made some adjustments, and the racing is very cool. I enjoyed it a lot tonight, I have to say. And here we go, some celebrations, confetti.
Love it. Well done. Congratulations once again to Lasse Sørensen. He's pretty pleased about that. Lasse Sørensen for TK9 E-SPeeD. Here's confirmation then from race control of the result, with Lasse Sørensen taking the win ahead of Alan Terzic, and it was Devin Browner and Rafael Lobato, P3 and P4 effectively. Through level 3, P5, Jiri Toman. Then it was Henry Drury and Beitski Visser ahead of Rory McDuff, Bruno Senna and Luca Kita. And I salute every single one of the drivers. So championship standings for the cars, which is going to be very interesting, which we will take a look at in just a moment's time, because of course that's an element that is different for this season. Season 2, year 2, if you like. Danish Dynamite then on 46, with Vero 88, 41, Zebralen 34, and Volta 20, Zebra Kira 16, Hang Chi for Absolute Racing 14, Vero 8, 13, Liberty, Williams Esports, and Brassel, as you can see, for the Bila Racing team, then running in that P10 in the World Championship for the cars, as we said. So that's an element that is different and furthermore improved from season 1, as we are now very definitely into season 2. What a brilliant couple of rounds we've had thus far. So looking forward to the rest of it. Here's Martin and Louisa once again, who've done a sterling job in what looks not like a commentary booth. It's like a sauna. You're very enjoyable and very lucky people,
It's hot here as well, indeed. Yes.
Well, Dave, I don't know what you're wearing in the sauna in Great Britain, but we are in Germany. We're not working or living together with this kind of a pullover in the sauna. But it was just what Louisa said. It was amazing. It was amazing racing, and I really enjoyed it. And due to the fact that I'm coming from circuit racing rallycross, I was absolutely pleased with the fact that they really raced like hell.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And just what Mike said, Lasse Sørensen did a brilliant job, because he really just put it like chess. He just worked it like chess, and he just put Alan there where he wanted, and then he just thrown him away.
Yeah. It indeed. I think it's not. You don't really have an advantage when you start from pole when you drive an oval. I think in our case, it was last season. It was the same. Nearly everybody who was P2 finally won at the end, and yeah, it's so. Yeah, he had the advantage of the P2. But I'm really, really happy for Alan. He totally deserves to be in the super final on the Nürburgring. He really does. And yeah, in the end, a great result.